Our next guest is an Emmy Award-winning actress you know from shows such as The Sopranos and Nurse Jackie. She stars in I'll Be Right There, which is in theaters this Friday. Let's take a look.
Mark, what happened?
It was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, about that house you showed me.
Guy came home a lot earlier than expected.
So you just broke in?
I didn't break in. You were there. You saw. I knew where the key was. I knew the alarm code. He would have let me stay there. I just couldn't find him to
They could throw your ass in jail for breaking and entering. I mean, did you steal something?
No, of course I didn't steal anything. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, look at you all offended about me asking questions while we're bailing you out of jail.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Edie Falco, everybody. Welcome back. I'm gonna call it. I don't usually call it this early. It's only September. Pants of the year. I don't think anybody's gonna have better pants than you on this show. Yeah. Usually I wait till January 1st. Pants of the year. How are you?
They're plastic.
Are they really?
They are.
That's fantastic.
Did you ever try to hem plastic pants?
I didn't
Yeah.
even think it was possible.
Put it on your list.
So you bought plastic pants that needed hemming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were on sale. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing.
Well, you can't say no to plastic pants on
It
sale.
all worked out.
It all worked out. You got pants
Look
of the
what
year.
I won.
You last time you were here, you were living with your two teenage children.
Yes.
They're almost out of the house. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm just about ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready.
Good.
Bags are packed, waiting by the door.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm totally
Yeah.
kidding. But it's, they're exactly where they're supposed to be at this age, which does not make it any easier to manage. You know, they used to love me and want me to pick them up, and now they don't. Let's
Okay.
just say.
All right. Well, it seems like it's reaching a natural endpoint.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's testing my patience. Anyway, it's all good.
I'm very impressed with something that you did this summer. You were back on stage in New York City.
Yes,
doing
I
a play.
was.
Did you love it?
I loved it more than I should have, more than I thought I would.
Did you go into it thinking you'd made a terrible mistake, or were you excited the whole
No,
time?
because I had seen the play already, and
Okay.
the nature of it is that the lead part can be played by lots of different people. So people would come in and read it from the script while the play is going on.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was a whole different type of experience for me, and I had seen the play and I knew it was great. So I didn't have to worry about that. It was in a teeny little space in the East Village, and the kind of place that when you're doing that stuff, you're like, I won't ever have to work in this kind of place again, And there I was going back to it,
Yeah.
only to remember that I love it there. I
know.
love it so much. It's where the real stuff
It's
is
a
happening
shame.
still.
One of the worst things about those little rooms in the beginning of your career is you sometimes, because of your aspiration, I understand that's part of what we're all doing, you forget how wonderful those moments are, and sometimes can not fully appreciate it.
Until you come back around and you're like, this is where the magic started, where you first realize, I want to do this forever and ever and ever.
That's fantastic.
So I had a great time.
This the film you did was a reunion with a director you'd worked with a great deal on Nurse Jackie.
Yes, Brendan Walsh. And I feel like I knew him since he was like 6.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong, but
Sure.
I knew him since he's very young, and he's still very young. And I watched him have all these different types of jobs, moving up the ranks. And then he started directing Nurse Jackie, and they asked me when I got this script, do you know anyone who might direct it? And I was like, I know just the guy.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
he took it and he made it happen, and it was glorious.
This is, obviously a bunch of massive differences, but there is some parallel. This is about, you play a woman who's, her children are getting older, and yet she still has all these responsibilities to, her parents,
Right.
her children.
Right.
Do you find it easier when you can sort of find pieces from the own experiences you're living through?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I must. And all you really have to draw on as an actor is stuff you've either experienced or seen. And like when I first started Sopranos, I was many, many years away from being a parent. And all I thought was, nobody's going to buy this. Nobody's going to believe that this very well put together young woman is my daughter. It was like the biggest challenge for me. But now, all these years later, actually having a daughter that age, of course, it's going to inform it and make it a little bit easier.
You went back and revisited some of your memories about The Sopranos. There's a new documentary about David Chase, the creator of the show.
It's really good.
Is it nice I mean, assuming you've been asked about that show so much, is it nice to talk about less what your experiences were and more what your experiences were with David?
Well, they're usually one and the same. You
Yeah.
know, people ask about David and, of course, about Jim during any interview about The Sopranos. So, and I never tire of talking about it. It's like I still pinch myself. I could have gone a whole career without having been asked to do that show. So they asked me to do that show. I auditioned for that show. And I was very lucky that they chose me.
You were offer only. You were
That's
like,
what I
yeah.
meant to say. It was written for me, and everybody else was cast around me.
Yeah. And you had approval on every single cast member.
I had to see every script before it went.
You made Gandolfini audition 15 times. Unbelievable. I've been lucky enough to have David here in person.
I didn't know. That's great.
And he's very lovely, but he can be a little gruff.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
he can be.
And-
You know, he's that guy, and I don't know why I loved that about him. But
I did not realize this. Many Saints of Newark, which was the prequel film that came out a few years ago. He brought you in. Your dear friend David Chase brought you in to do a scene.
yeah, it was a monologue as Carmela, like now, I think modern times, about the experience of her family first coming from Italy to the States. I think it was me. Yeah, it was Carmela now. But there I was, you know, in the hair and makeup trailer with getting the jewelry put back on. It was like a a dream you might have.
I don't remember it though, and I saw that movie.
Oh, it's not in it.
Okay.
I got the phone call. I guess it was the same phone call that actors on The Sopranos got. Like, I just want to let you know, we're killing you off.
Yeah.
But David called me and said, we're not going to use that monologue. I was like, that's completely fine. I got what I wanted, which was a day on the set with David and with Alan Taylor, who directed it, who was one of the directors of The Sopranos. Everything about it was great.
What was it? I mean, getting it back into the hair and makeup, was it?
It was mortifying, and
Yeah.
it was completely and utterly normal.
Yeah.
10 years of my life, you know?
Yeah, that's a crazy
I
thing.
spent sitting in that makeup chair. So.
I saw you, the last time I saw you in person, we did not speak because I saw you across the court. It was at a Knicks game.
Oh, gosh.
You were sitting with Steve. Steve Sharippa, is that right?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
of course.
And so, they sort of cut to people, celebrities over the course of the game, and they kind of closed with you guys. You were the last two, because I think at a Knicks game, when they cut to two people from The Sopranos together, the roof came off the place.
I gotta get another show, or they're not gonna give me those tickets anymore.
you're good.
I'm really concerned.
They're very good tickets.
There's like a half-life, you know, and I'm like tap dancing over here, hoping they'll still give me those courtside seats.
But you love it.
I've gotten out of control.
When did you reinvest in the Knicks?
Well, when I was on the show, they offered us those tickets. I'm like, basketball, I'll go, you know, and something happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. They're good.
They're good
Yeah.
seats. They're very
You are a bandwagon
close.
fan. No, the Knicks are good, not the seats.
No, the Knicks are
the
good.
The seats were always
the
good.
Knicks are great now. I mean, I didn't care so much about the standings and all that. Just the idea that they'd come right next to you and you'd have to look up like this to see these guys. And you hear the sneakers and you hear them yelling at each other. And it's, when played beautifully, it's like a dance. I don't know what happened to me. I fell in love with basketball.
Someone else who was at the game, who I feel I've heard we share a friendship with, Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan has become like a buddy of mine.
He's a real good buddy to have.
He's great. He's funny as heck.
Yes, he really is.
And he has taken a liking to my son. Like, the two of them really hit it off. And, you know, he walks in and does a fist bump with Tracy Morgan.
I brought my 6-year-old to his first Knicks game, and before the game, he met Tracy, and Tracy talked to him for like 5 minutes, and it's that most wonderful thing, watching anyone meet Tracy for the first time, no matter what age they are.
It's a little bit of deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
But that's what's so great
But the
about
best
it.
is he was wearing a full jersey, and, you know, he talked to me, and then
Jewelry.
jewelry, and he walked away, and my son goes, "Is he one of the players?"
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I was like, oh.
Oh, that's good.
My son wears very thick glasses, and I just, in his defense.
That's really funny. But he didn't have to look up at him.
Exactly.
Dead giveaway.
What a delight to have you here. Congrats on the movie.
Thank you so
for being
much.
back. You guys, Edie Falco. I'll be right there. It's in theaters this Friday. Be right back with more Late Night.